Alright, so recently I have been dipping into the One Piece card game, and it's pretty cool. I've enjoyed what I have tried so far. I started off with a Vegapunk deck that I went ahead and picked up because it wasn't too expensive. Most of the cards in it were commons, uncommons from the most recent set, all the Egghead trait characters, and then quickly learned that what I wanted to do with the deck, another deck did better already. So, because of the life manipulation, Enel seemed to be the way to go. It's been a lot of fun. I know this is supposed to be a big deal deck that is kind of annoying for some people, but I really enjoy what the deck is trying to do. And I've been having a lot of fun with it so far. The deck it's super simple. So far, I've been doing decent with it online and even in person. I went to a locals and then I went to a treasure cup last night. And I sadly went X1 and did not get the Perona, which I kind of would have liked. She is my favorite character, actually, because of the ghost theme and everything. Negative Hollow is a super cool effect for a Devil Fruit to have. But it's simple. I pretty much ripped this from... it was a recent topping list. I'll put it in the description and also throw it up on screen real quick, the guy that made it. I'm not at the point in learning the game where I can build my own deck. It's a bunch of control cards and early drop ways to get more advantage with the Flampe, or the control cards being things like Nami to give banish to your leader or another attacker. That way you can swing in, get rid of a card off the top. Gedatsu is crazy, especially against other decks that start at high life or that want to keep board, and you can kind of sit back and gain more resources while going in and getting damage off. A lot of the cards are... It's weird that this card game is such a different card evaluation than others, because a lot of these cards, like these here, they are almost entirely in it for their trigger. These two, it does not hurt that Frankie and Beige, they're in for the fact that they have plus 2,000 as a counter. In this game, defense is based on ditching cards from hand. It's very similar to Card Fight Vanguard in that regard, which is something I knew well. But Shirahoshi, if you trigger her from your prize cards, your life, you just Graceful Charity, draw 3, ditch 2, which is crazy because you get to play her and then use her effect. He says your opponent's leader or character just can't attack this turn, so it stalls a little. Frankie, if you're low on life, which this deck always is because that's the point, you draw a card and then summon him. So just a free body with decent attack on a +1. You get to run another new control card in the form of Luffy. This new Luffy has a trigger to kill cost 4 or less, and also you can trash him from your field to kill 4 or less, which is crazy. This having 2 different ways it can be usable to destroy is insane, especially on a good sized body, because you can summon him, attack with him a couple times, and then use his effect later on. And then the main thing that I have really understood with this deck is the big beaters and slash healers. The high end is where this deck wants to be. The newest set released Ace, which is crazy. He gets Rush, which is the equivalent of Haste in Magic. He can attack the turn he's summoned, because Summoning Sickness exists in this game. But he heals. And then if you are under 2 or less life, then he gets Rush. He's a giant body that keeps us up because our leader, Enel, says the first time we go to 0 on our opponent's turn, we discard a card, heal back up. This healing us to 2, most likely, or back up to 1 if we decided to go down to 0 on our opponent's turn. Then swinging in, most likely killing one of our opponent's guys or getting a free damage in. It's pretty crazy. Yamato is a kill spell. It is a kill on a guy that also heals, which is crazy. Katakuri is one of the strangest cards I have ever seen. I honestly did not know quite why this card was so good at first when I originally saw it before learning the game. Because all it says, it's a 8,000 attack, 8 drop. On play, target one cost 8 or lower on the field and put it at the top or bottom of its owner's prize cards. So this card can heal you. That's great. Healing is really, really good, especially in a deck like this. But also, a way I have used it quite a bit now is to point at one of our opponent's cards and stick it at the bottom of their life. That way they don't have access to it again until later game, which has been very helpful. Yesterday, I used it against someone and took their guy off board, just shoved it straight at the bottom, and then I never had to worry about it again. It was very, very good removal because I was already up on life. And then this Enel, he has haste. Big guy with haste, he helps get in there. It helps finish out games sometimes. And then the only other character I'm running in this deck is a single Kiku. I'm still waiting on my fourth Yamato in the mail, so I don't have 4. But Kiku's also good, has a good trigger to summon itself, so it can be stacked with Katakuri in weird ways. If this dies, then I get to heal, so it just... good body, keeps itself good on board. And I am on 7 total events. Kingdom Come is a kill spell. Just kills something, drops you down to 1 life, which you always want to be at this anyway, pretty much. And then has a trigger to kill something with equal or less cost to the combined total of your and your opponent's life cards. So a lot of the time, that's another thing Katakuri helps with, is stacking our opponent's prizes. That way we can make this and Gadatsu a little better. And then, You're the One Who Should Disappear is very gimmicky. If this has a trigger that says if this is the last one that you take and you have none left, you can take one, so it turns our leader ability into a discard 2, heal 2, which is very good. And then it also has discard 1, counts as 3,000 for a counter, which is more than pretty much anything else. The deck is really fun. It's like 1 card different from the most recent topping list because I just went for the one that had the best results in a current time. The deck is really fun. I had a lot of fun yesterday playing in the Treasure Cup that I played in. It was only 3 rounds. It was a little bit smaller, but I played against Reiju, and I got to keep on the offensive for quite a while just having hand, keeping board, swung into guys on board, occasionally swung for life, but mainly to get rid of cards in hand by making them use counters. I just kept doing that for a while, controlled to the point where I got enough hand that I just sat and swung for 6 attacks on the last turn to get full lethal. I sat and stalled out to the point where I couldn't anymore, and then just swing. Round 2, I played Reiju again, and I did lose, because I had not a great hand, but I kept because I saw Flampe, and Flampe normally can help you out a lot there. She's a really, really good effect that just... her right here. She just, on play, adds from the top or the bottom of your life to your hand, and then draw a card. So she +2s at the cost of a life, which in this deck is not that important. So I use that, and I believe I ended up with 6 early game cards that were just counters, and nothing else. Which isn't the worst, but is not good. This deck wants to put out a big guy, start swinging, get bodies on board. And I could not do that. For the entire rest of the game, I never saw a single good body until I got a Yamato at the second to last, or it was the last attack before the turn where I died, and then I played the Yamato, passed, opponent goes, I've got 4 attacks, I go, yeah. They put out Ishiji turn 2, their third turn they put out a Reiju, drew up, drew again off their leader effect, had insane amount of cards in hand, and then turn 4, dropped another Ichiji, and I could not keep up with the cards I was drawing. It was sad, but losing to variance happens in every game, so not that surprising. And then round 3, I played against Dofi, Blue Doflamingo, and I had 2 Gadatsus really early on, which was fantastic, and an Onami trigger, which Onami KOs a cost 5 or less from the opponent's board. So I was kill, just repeatedly. I got rid of 2 of the Doflamingo blocker, and I kept killing Edward Weevil whenever it hit board off of the effect of the leader, which lets you play a 4. So he would draw, get a body on board, body would disappear, blocker would disappear, advantage is gone. And then he kept having to counter eventually because you have to. I sat and then eventually went into Yamato, into a Katakuri to put the Boa from his field at the bottom of his life so he couldn't have access to it anymore, into a Yamato. And then I swung 5 times, put him down to nothing. He blocked the final attack, and then I played the 7-drop Enel, which gets haste, swung in again by putting 3 Dawn on it, and that was it. It felt good. That's the way the deck typically wants to run, is by just going for it. The deck is really, really fun. It is very much an identity of its color. Yellow is heal, 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 control your triggers, pay your life away 'cause it doesn't really matter that much. There are other similar decks, but right now this is the one I'm on. I might try the others soon. And I've been having a lot of fun with the game. There's another Treasure Cup coming up on the 7th, I believe, and I'll be playing in that as well. Out of my packs, this time I got 2 Jinbei and a Momonosuke, which are all pretty cool, honestly. But I really want the Perona. So I'm going to keep grinding on the Sim, which is really nice that that's an available resource. And then hopefully next time we can get a little luckier and win out. But that's it for this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.